Open session, and as always, we will begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brings us to 2.02, approval of agenda. Do we have a motion?
I move the board approve the agenda as presented.
Second? Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
AJ?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
And Marie? Yes. Andy?
Yes. This is 2.03, Mr. Ackerman, we've got honoring excellence.
Yes, and good to see a lot of high school students with us, specifically students from Liberty North High School, representing an awesome yearbook, the Airy, from Liberty North High School. Appreciate Ronna Sparks Woodward for being here and rounding this crew up in about a week's notice. And I'm going to read you a little bit of what they've accomplished here over the course of the last few weeks. This is actually, this award and recognition is for last year's staff. This year, the yearbook that was published this past spring, and actually she was kind enough to bring a few copies up for you to check out. Liberty North, since its founding in 2010, has created a tradition of excellence in yearbook. The first yearbook received the highest rating from both the National Scholastic Press Association and the Columbia Scholastic Press Association. The book has consistently placed in the top 5% of yearbooks in the nation, and last year's But Actually theme was no exception, receiving a gold medal from the CSPA and All-American from NSPA. The 2018 Airy continued to carry on the Eagle tradition of excellence. So a tremendous honor by all of those hardworking students. I'm also going to, actually, who would like to represent and come accept this award before we move on to another member of the group? Ladies? I'm not going to put you on the spot. At least introduce yourselves, though, and I'll present you the award.
My name's Cassidy Williams. I was co-editor-in-chief of the yearbook last year.
My name's Addison Rogers. We're co-editor.
Awesome. Let's give them a big round of applause. And you may have seen this in the last week or so. That individual is not with us tonight, but the person that shot this picture is with us tonight. Grace Erickson, would you come on up? I'll read a little bit about Grace. Each year, the National Scholastic Press Association presents the individual awards honoring the best individuals in scholastic journalism across America. For the first time in North history, a yearbook student has earned the honor of being a finalist in a National Individual Award. Senior Grace Erickson's photo of the theater department's rendition of Seussical the Musical is a National Photo of the Year finalist for feature photography. What a shot. Could you tell us a little bit about that picture, Grace? Oh, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Well, it was during dress rehearsal, so not the actual play, and it was really hard to get because of the black background. The lighting had to be perfect and everything, so it was definitely hard, but it was fun taking pictures of it.
And she's proven she also thinks well on her feet too in front of the board in this audience. So congratulations on an awesome honor and best of luck in the competition.
Thank you.
Good job. Let's give her a round of applause. So again, appreciate so many students being with us here this evening. Before I go, and I know he wouldn't want me to make too big a deal about this, but I think a round of applause is in store for the newly named Missouri Superintendent of the Year sitting before us, Dr. Jeremy Tucker. So just a few weeks ago, down at the Lake of the Ozarks, named by the Missouri Association of School Administrators. We've had some fun having some celebrations around the building, and I should remind everyone we are actually going to expand that coming up and in an open house to honor Dr. Tucker on Thursday, October 25th, Liberty High School, 3:30 to 5:30 in their commons, in the commons area at Liberty High School. So come one, come all, let's celebrate not only a tremendous honor for Dr. Tucker, but an awesome honor for Liberty Public Schools. So thank you, it's a pleasure working with you, sir, and that concludes Honoring Excellence for this evening.
Thank you, Dallas. In just a moment, we'll take a break so we can each individually come out and congratulate the honorees tonight. Before we do that, just want to mention that the next segment will be public comment. If there's any member of the public who's here who wishes to address the board, there's small blue cards to fill out. If you don't already have one, there should be some on the table right outside the door. If you give that to Dr. Tucker or any board member, then we'll make sure you get your opportunity to address the board when we are back at 7. Just for Mr. Anderson, we'll come back at 7:10 so he can try to make first pitch for the Brewers. Make first pitch.
Just know that this is under construction, but it is live, and we will be updating, we will be including the new data for us as it released by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. So we'll be making changes to this periodically. It serves a couple of purposes. It serves a purpose of sharing the information with our community, our students, our families, and it also is valued as it relates to the use by our teachers, buildings, departments, as they use data teams processes to really hone in on what the accomplishments are of our students, but then certainly what are some of those areas that we need to focus on a little bit more intentionally. So I wanted to share that with you this evening. More to come as it relates to our assessment report. As the APR is released, we will bring pieces of the scorecard in front of the Board of Education. Anything to add, Dr. White, if you work closely with this as well?
I was just asked that it's a incredible work in progress. Certainly, if there's areas that you notice or want to see, these communications obviously ensure that our public has access to it.
We have one particular item that we have been working on as it relates to some damages that occurred to some buildings, a claim that has been filed in respect to Catlin Indemnity Company related to some wind and hail damages. You have a description of the claim that was filed and then the ensuing negotiation that took place with our insurance company that then brings us to this evening. Anderson, would you like to add some more?
Sure, just briefly, we've been working at this for a couple of years now. The actual event was back in November of 16. We spent a lot of time on the assessment side with Steve Aldrich and his crew, working very closely with Rockland and the provider to kind of assess the damage that was done. There was a lot of tough conversations in and around the roof damage and HVAC units that were damaged and what qualified or didn't. We feel like after a couple of years that they finally wanted to cover everything that was on our list, which was very positive. And then it began the conversations in and around the actual settlement amount to release them from the claim. Working very closely with Rockland there as well. we managed to get them to agree to the actual full replacement cost value. And some of those are actually very informed, hard hit numbers. And Rockland has indicated that that is extremely rare. Strongly recommend that we take this. It allows us to do a couple things. We move forward with the work, and we'll do several of these projects here as we roll into the fall and into next spring. But it also gives us the freedom to not use all of those monies and we can repurpose them. So it's completely acceptable and we're able to do that. And there are some projects that were damaged that are more cosmetic in nature. And so we'll just keep some of these projects in our normal cycle of capital equipment and be able to repurpose and leverage some of those other dollars to hit some things higher up on our list. So it's, from where we sit, after a couple of years, we feel very confident that it's a win for the district to move forward with this. There is some risk that when we execute and put those bids out, they could come in a little bit higher. But I think we feel good since we have vetted them very thoroughly that if they do, it'll be fairly nominal. And in fact, some might even come in lower, depending upon the market. So we feel very strongly that this is a good move. We recommend that it be approved tonight on first reading.
Questions, or is there a motion? The other one is with respect to fifth graders.
I move the board approve the emergency purchase for HVAC repairs at the district administration center.
Discussion, questions? Roll call, please.
AJ?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
Kim Marie?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Good thing.
And then we need a motion on the hail plan.
I move that the Board of Education approve the settlement of the district's wind and hail damage claims against Catlin Indemnity Company and accept the sum of $1,379,628.51 as full and complete payment of all damages alleged to have been sustained by the district as a result of the November 2, 2016 storm, and authorize the superintendent of schools or president of the Board of Education to execute the release of all claims in the form as presented to the board.
Questions, discussion? Roll call, please.
AJ?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
Kim Marie?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Concludes new business. We move now to reports from administration.
First up, academic services, Dr. Heidi.
We are pleased to announce that all first graders have been preliminary screened for dyslexia. As state mandated, but also just state what's best for kids. And so the next process, a parent letter has been sent out to receiving feedback from parents, and still working with the team, the dyslexia team, to further meet the needs of our kids. Great appreciation goes out to that team and the work of our teachers that have just been diligent in thinking about how to best serve kids and help them read better. And that's led by Jessica Meisenheimer and Jessica Meisenheimer and Dr. Joe Westfall. Dr. Andrea Dixon-Seathorn is also on that team. So thank you very much for your work in making that possible. Jessica Meningham is coming to do a training with our staff on emotional and behavioral disabilities. So continuing to train and think about how to best serve kids, and that's done through our special education department. She will be here in the next 3 weeks, I believe, to do that training. I don't know if you remember, but through our Advanced Ed review, part of the feedback from Advanced Ed was that we needed to work on our grading practices, specifically at the secondary level. And so in middle level, team has started in that work. And that's difficult work to think about how do we grade and how do we have a like grading system and what do grades look like and how does that communicate proficiency to not only our parents, but most importantly to our students so that they can monitor their own self-growth. So again, that's led by Dr. Julie Moore, and her middle level team. So thank you for that work. A proficiency-based report card for elementary schools is now being translated into Spanish so that we can, again, meet more needs of families, and that's led by Dr. Andrea Dixon-Siegel. It's been so fun to see all these doctors behind me, and Dr. Westfall is a part of that as well. And then such huge thanks to our teachers, and specifically the teacher, Kate Reddick, and Astrid Ruiz. So they have led that work in translating and ensuring that and that's a big report card to translate. I'm not sure if you're aware, but we are super excited that we have two big nationally recognized publications that have mentioned Liberty Schools and the work with our open educational resources and the work with the Department of Education. So speaking about innovative work and thinking about how we serve kids and how we lead just best practices as far as curriculum goes and most up-to-date practices, it's really huge. And huge thanks goes to our teachers, of course, curriculum council, heads of state, our learning coaches, and Dr. Jeanette Westfall in that work. So if you haven't seen those publications, check them out because it's pretty cool to see what's happened with that. So that's it from Academic Services. Thank you.
Questions for Dr. Heck? Thank you. Next up, 10.02 under Finance Report, Ms. Sullivan.
I have 3 donations to recognize tonight. A donation to Lillian Schumacher from Ron Rogers with Geiger Ready Mix, valued at $520.11. The donation of concrete was used to pour a 7 by 11 inch pad. I don't think that should be feet. That will have 2 benches for parents to use while waiting to pick up students. That's a very small pad if that is 7 by 11 inches. I believe it's 7 by 11 inches. Yeah, it does the inches though. So. Feet, but we thank Ron and Geiger Ready Mix for that. A monetary donation to Shoal Creek from Matthew and Amy Pershawn in the amount of $2,250 to purchase reading intervention kits for 4th and 5th grade classrooms and classroom supplies. And finally, a monetary donation to South Valley Middle School from the Hunt Family Foundation in the amount of $1,735 to assist with field trip transportation costs to Arrowhead Stadium. And we do appreciate all of those folks for participating in educating our students and giving them extra opportunities. Audit Finance Committee reviewed financial statements. They did not have any concerns to bring to you at this time. They will have a meeting on Monday, November 19th, here in this building at 5:30, open to the public. All are welcome. We have wrapped up audit. We received the draft last week, proved that, returned it back to Westbrook and Company for some changes and corrections. After review, Diana Klosterman will be here to meet with you and present the audit findings at our next board meeting in November, and to go over the results of that. That's all I have for you, unless you have questions for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sullivan. Next up, we have 10.03 Human Resources, Dr. Whitmore.
Thank you very much. We've uploaded the Human Resources report for your review. If you have any questions, I'll answer those at the end. The main focus right now, the Human Resources Department, of course, is going to be enrolling our more than 1,600 members in their insurance. That enrollment window will start October 31st. Will run for a couple of weeks. And Christelle Morgan, along with the specialist, will be leading that charge. Rebecca Fisher will be going out and holding site visits at all of the schools to help explain the changes, make sure everybody is aware of what the plan year 2019 will hold for them. And then, of course, we will be using Avant, the concierge service, again for any employee that would like that one-on-one assistance. I think We're using it in a modified form this year. Not every employee is required to meet one-on-one with the concierge, but they will be available for as many as 200 employees and more if we have the demand exceed that to provide that one-on-one service for our employees. A lot of other information in the report. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer those.
Questions for Dr. Bogolaro? Next up, 10.04 operations, Mr. Anderson.
Just briefly, the capital planning process is underway again as we just are kind of putting the final touches on last year's capital plan, executing several projects. You know, again, as a reminder, that $4 to $5 million worth of work through the course of the year, primarily in the summer. So we're beginning that again as we plan for next year. Quick update of some of the major projects underway. Right now, the focus of the crews are at both high schools and some of the parking and pavement work. And both of those projects should be wrapping up here within the next couple weeks and be fully accessible to the folks at those buildings. And last, the Coffee with the Community, which is this Thursday at 10 o'clock. We're having an open house beforehand at 8:30. I've specifically invited a lot of the folks that were very involved in the campaign and very involved in participating in some of the work that we did leading up to the bond campaign. So from 8:30 to 10 or 9:45 in this room, anybody who's interested can come, and the architects will be here to present and share the various updates of all the various work that will be soon underway. And then that will lead into the actual formal presentation as part of the Coffee with the Community. So with that,
Part of our conversations too would be how to broaden that in terms of, do you host multiple open houses in the evening or another one during the course of the day? What we landed on as a potential solve for this would be a Facebook Live experience. So appreciate Dallas' help in trying to problem solve through this. So we're going to give that the old college try on Thursday. But again, if you're not able to be here in person, feel free to connect with us on Facebook Live. And I know Mr. Ackerman has tweeted and shared that out on social media. So we look forward to utilizing that as a tool. So students, you might be able to slip out of class and take a look at that as well. So any additional questions for Mr. Anderson? Okay, thank you. The last one then is my report to you all, and just a couple of additions. I do want to express appreciation of the board for their help in telling our story a couple weekends ago at the Missouri School Boards Association Conference and facilitating 3 breakout sessions and then a 4th panel conversation. I felt like a proud family member being able to sit in the audience and cheer you all on as you were telling our Liberty Public Schools story. We're going to get a chance to do that again in April. As we head to the National School Boards Association. Not as many times, just 2 times, showcasing the Building Pride campaign, but then also, as Dr. Heidi alluded to, the work that we're doing around open educational resources. So we look forward to working with the board and preparing for those sessions later this spring.
It's not just 2. It is, we are doing 2.
Well, it's less than 4, I think. A couple of additional items. A couple of additional items would be the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education is currently soliciting feedback through the 18th as it relates to MAP and end of course setting of cut scores. Cut score setting is the process by which we're able to delineate between those students and their performance on state level assessments, particularly from basic or below basic to basic, from basic to proficient, or from proficient to advanced. That cut score setting process is a critical piece, and it gets very technical very fast. And there have been some hiccups as it relates to the department in transitioning and working through that. So appreciate Academic Services, Christopher Hand, staying close to that, providing input on behalf of the district to DESE, but that window closes on the 18th. A couple of reminders for the board as we get ready for the November study session. Don't forget, we want your input and feedback as it relates to LPS walking numbers. So we've crafted some preliminary data that we feel is important for our community, patients, families, students, teachers to know. But that is going to be developed into a published document, a 1-page front and back document that we can share out in terms of critical data related to the district. The second piece that we need your feedback on is the legislative priorities. So we'll revisit those 2 documents at our November study session with the intent of sharing that out both with our area legislators at an upcoming legislative breakfast, but then also sharing the walking numbers out to our community. Another item related to legislative session is the reminder that pre-filing of legislation typically occurs December 1st. So we will likely see an influx of bills and cull through that as those that might relate to public education to determine what we can anticipate as the legislative session kicks off in January. The Department of Elementary and Secondary Education is also conducting a search for a Commissioner of Education. They have filled a couple of seats on the state board, as we know. There still are a couple of vacancies that remain. But they are taking names for the position of Commissioner of Education with the intent of walking through that application and interview process and a selection being made in January of 2019. So it's a pretty quick turnaround. Two other events that I want to draw your attention to that are forthcoming. One is this weekend on October 20th with the Liberty Education Foundation and their Education Uncorked event. I think they have over 330 individuals that are planning on attending that. Again, that is this Saturday night, so we look forward to that event. Another one that is relatively new, we've done it the last couple of years, and it is very well received, and that is our district effort around putting on the Diversity Festival. If you've not been to that, and I'd say that to anybody in this room or anyone that's viewing, that is one of the most amazing things we do as a school district. And so we want to highlight who we are as a community, who we are as a district. Appreciate everyone's efforts around that, but that's the Diversity Festival that'll take place on November 8th. So tremendous thanks to everyone within the district and our community that has helped organize that. Again, put that on your calendar. Would love to see you there if you're able to attend. Those are the items that I had, unless there are additional questions from the board this evening.
I would add that if you're going to the Diversity Festival, come prepared to nosh.
Yes.
They do some great food for people to try from a variety of countries, and they do a great job.
The event. That's it for
All right.
administration.
11.01 upcoming meetings. Take a look at the list there. Note that we will be doing the last 4 chapters of our book for our study session. So be prepared for that on November 6th. And any board remarks, 12.01? Seeing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move the board adjourn.
Roll call, please.
AJ,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Angie,
Yes.
Kim Marie. Yes. Andy.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We are adjourned. Thank you.